So we should be there or thereabouts in the evening. So we'll see. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to next Wednesday night quiz. Hope everybody is well and raring to go for another 6 rounds of tricky trivia, something to keep you all going tonight. Now then, I don't know what you've all been up to today, but my day's been a bit strange today, being a Wednesday when we don't have my granddaughter. It appears we've got them all tomorrow, which is going to be fun, especially as it means me getting up at some god-earthly hour in the morning. Now, I don't know how many of you get up before 9 o'clock in the morning, but I haven't for a long, long time. It's probably because I stay up late at night, of course. But tomorrow morning, my son has decided in his infinite wisdom to drop his 2 children off at 7:30 in the morning, which basically means I've got to be up at 7 o'clock. And with them wearing me out all day and staying over on Thursday night, I'm going to be completely knackered by the time we get to Friday evening. But never mind. That's what grandkids are for. So luckily, we were looking at the weather forecast and things look like they may have just improved a little bit for tomorrow. And the rain hopefully won't come until late on tomorrow afternoon, but that's tomorrow for us all. But so how's everybody's day been today? I haven't seen anybody signing up yet as chat, so I will just say something. I will say good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Just check the chat's working fine. If I can't spell good evening, never mind. Oh dear. Robin straight in with the sympathy. Yeah. Nice to see you're already signed in and putting those comments on, Robin. That always perks me up a bit when I hear you. Don't come looking for sympathy. 7 in the morning. Could you imagine having to get up at 7 in the morning? I bet it's a long time since you've been up at 7 in the morning, isn't it? Well, never mind. Ian Miller, he says he's just got back from Welton, the White Horse. Yes, we were there on Monday. On a wet Monday, as usual, on our bicycle. We normally cycle out there. Not too bad. Just put the Blackpool rocket away in the garage. Oh, fantastic. Martin Davis has just joined us. Good evening, Martin. Hope all is well with you and Tina. And bearing up in this rather strange times, but never mind. Are you managing to keep yourself busy? I know you've got a very good workshop, probably building something or designing something to keep us all interested. He says no. I went to up to Marks and Spencer's on the Elliott's Field today just to drop the wife off to do a little bit of shopping. Whilst I was there, I had a look at the fast electric charger for the car. I parked up and it's a BP charge master point, and I got the app on my phone and I plugged in the app and I asked it to identify. It asked me to identify the charge point, so I put in the four numbers that it asked me for. Then it says not recognised. So I tried the other one that said not recognised either. So that's another telephone call to see why they are not working or recognised. But never mind. Right, Faye's just saying, hi Nick, hi Lydia. Hope you're having a good week. Well, so far so good, he says, Naomi. Had a lovely tea tonight. We've had chili. What have we had tonight? Chili con carne tonight. Very good indeed. You're quite right, Robin. My life is a mad whirling doing something or other, but never mind. Oh dear. What's Martin say? Getting kitchen display cabinet lights to work. Tina's been waiting for 19 years. Just can't rush these things. That's true. My wife's been waiting 5 years for guttering so far. We haven't got that yet. I have promised it this year, so we should be getting closer, but never mind. Talking of lighting, one of my fridge LED lights went out at one of our pubs, and I did no more than ring the company up, and it was a sod of a job to get this blooming LED fitting out the fridge. They don't make it easy for you. It's not just clipped in or anything like that. Oh no, there's a plastic shield over the light. You have to undo all that. Then the wire is inside the machine, so you've got to dismantle a bit more of the machine to actually get in there to get to the wire to disconnect it. And then, of course, you order a new one up, which arrived fine, and then it doesn't work, which was a fat lot of goods. So on further investigation, it appears we need a new transformer, but never mind. Right, we've got email have been starting at 6 all this week, you mad fool. mad full 6 o'clock. I can't imagine anybody getting up at that time of the morning. But never mind. Michelle saying, Crick signing in. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Michelle. I trust you did very well last night by the sounds of things. I hope it wasn't too easy for you. I'm sure it wasn't. No, Robin said, I suppose the light was really cold as well. Yes, it was. I had my head in a fridge trying to fix the damn thing, but never mind. Right, Jackie's just joined us, and so has Ian. Electricity, what's that? Electric? It do sound complicated. It was complicated, blooming thing, but never mind. Val's just joined us from the Quizzy Rascals. Good evening, Val. Hope all is well with you and keeping well. Michelle has just informed me that Charlie did very well in the quiz last night. You did say that, but I can't believe it was all Charlie. Was it, Charlie? It might have been, but never mind. Right then, tonight's rounds, as normal, we get started with Get a Hybrid. Get a Hybrid. We've gone full electric now, and there's only one way for it, The smooth purr as we move off. But never mind. Right, quiz rounds tonight. We start off with entitled Wednesday the 26th, I think it is today. So Wednesday the 26th is your first round where we use the first letters or numbers of the words Wednesday the 26th. Round number 2 is a very straightforward science and nature round. Very straightforward science and nature round. This will suit most teams, I'm sure. Carol's just joined us. Carol Jackson with Home Alone 6 are all here, all signed in and raring to go. PRS I've just signed in, so that's Claire, Robin and Matthew now, full team. How's the power generation? Not so well, Matthew. Dismal day today. Although I did get a few kilowatts into the car while it was about 2 o'clock this afternoon when it was just getting a little brighter, but that didn't last very long, but never mind. Round number 3 tonight is entitled Geography, a very straightforward geography round, a bit more basic this week. Round number 4 is going to be a connections round where we have 2 sets of 4 questions on general knowledge plus question 5 and question 10. We'll ask you for a connection between the previous 4 answers. So 2 sets of connections in one round. Round number 5 is chain letters round, a chain letters round where the last letter, or the last 2 letters, or the last 3 letters are the first 2, or the first 3 letters of the next answer until we get to number 10. And that takes you all the way back to number 1, like a trivia trail, if you're lucky. And finally, round number 6 is just some general trivia, nothing too taxing there. They're just a bit awkward, the questions, that's all. Vanessa's just joined us. Good evening, Vanessa. Hope all is well with you and the family. Joining us from sunny Burton-on-Trent. Talking of Burton-on-Trent, it's time for a sip of my marvellous beer from somewhere in London, but I can't remember. Bermondsey, I think that's where it is, somewhere down in Bermondsey. Nick said, hello, it's me. Hello, Nick. Hope all is well with you. So there are our first 6 rounds tonight. I will go through those again in a minute. Let's just go through last week's winners, or nearly winners. We had in first place, just pipping everybody by 1 point. We had split the difference on a magnificent 62 points. They were closely followed by 2 teams, the Quizzy Rascals and PRS in joint 3rd place on 61 points. And in joint 5th place, just behind them, we had Michelle Gibbons on 59 and Home Alone 6 on 59 points. So it appeared that Crick got 2 placings in the top 5 last week. So well done to all you quizzes in Crick. Obviously a very fine area for quizmasters there, he says. Now, right, how long have we got to go? We've got 5 minutes more of my waffle. We've now got 40 teams online, raring to go. I'll be expecting about another 10 before we get going. Now then, I was discussing with Keith whether we should be doing a quiz. I did discuss with the quiz teams last week whether we should be doing a Sunday quiz back at the pub again, but I'd only got 1 or 2 people possibly interested. It is a bank holiday weekend, and I thought we might be able to do one over the bank holiday weekend. But there's seems to be quite a lot of opposition still to doing or going back into the pub at the moment. So I'm going to leave it a few more weeks, and then we'll see how the consensus is, whether people will be prepared to come out. I could still do an online quiz at the same time. It's just that I'd do it from the pub, and if anybody wanted to come down, they could obviously enjoy a drink rather than just sitting and doing it at home. I know that doesn't help teams that are coming from the United States or from Toronto in Canada or Blackpool, but they could still enjoy the quiz online. I could still talk to my computer as I do now. It's just I'd be talking to the rest of the pub as well. And you'd have a different background. You'd have a kind of a pub background, maybe. Right, Steve's just joined us. Steve Farnham. Good evening from Steve, Hills and Dexter. The Springer door. What on earth's a Springer door? Don't tell me. It's a spring for the door. No? I presume it must be something to do with the dog. Dexter, the Springer door. Mick Roberts, Mick and Bev are online. Good evening, Mick. Hope all is well with you and Bev. Keeping well? Do you know any good guttering people? It's time I got a company come and do my guttering for me in my house. I built a new house a few years back. Didn't put any guttering on it. And it needs it really. But no, I thought we'd get away without it, but clearly not. Springer Spaniel and a Labrador. That's a Springer door, is it? Right. I thought it was a spring for your door. Sorry, just being stupid. Right, let's just go over those rounds again. As I mentioned earlier, we have 6 rounds of tricky trivia starting. Round 1, Wednesday the 26th. Round number 2 is entitled Science and Nature. Round number 3 is entitled Geography. Round number 4, we're going to have a round on connections where there are 2 sets of connections. Just 4 general knowledge questions where question 5 asks for a connection, and then another 4 where question 10 asks for a connection. Good evening. Good evening, Graham and Jane. Thanks for joining us from sunny Cambridge. Hope all is well with you. Graham saying hello, Jim. Oh, hello, Jim. Hope all is well with you as well. Round number 4 is a connections round, So if anybody wants to play, oh, sorry, I'm on about. I'm going to play that anyway. Round number 5 is a chain letters round. A chain letters where the last letter, 1, 2, or 3 letters of your first answer is the first thing, or 3 letters of the next answer. So we'll see how you go with there. And round number 6, as always, is just a bit of tricky general trivia. A bit of tricky general trivia to keep you all on your toes. Right, we've got 3 minutes to go before we kick off. I think we've just about got all our teams now logged on that normally do the quiz. So it's great to see that all of you are still taking part. I can't believe it really, but there you go. I'm sure you'll have had enough of me after all these quizzes, but never mind, we're doing okay. And if you've got any suggestions for any rounds, do feel free to put them on as we talk away, and do get involved with the chat. It does make such a difference when everybody's chatting away on there, because not everybody puts much down in the chat column. But we do like to chat about silly things like hedgehogs, for instance. What wildlife we might have seen over the past 24 hours. Talking of wildlife, what's that? Oh, yes. Oh, of course, we were taking advantage of Boris and Boris's marvellous, well, it wasn't Boris's marvellous scheme, was it? Mr. Sunak's marvellous eat-out scheme, which I know 1 or 2 of you have been enjoying. We went out to the old coach house at Ashby St Ledgers last night, which is a pub that I used to go to a lot. Haven't been there for a long time. And I was pleasantly surprised how good the food was, really. And it was reasonably priced. It wasn't stupid, especially as it was half price, I suppose, in the end. Well, they did give us a full price menu until I argued the toss and said, sorry, they gave us the bill. They got the bill wrong, didn't they? And we had to just tell them that it was supposed to be half price, which they soon sorted out. But there you go. Don't know whether they were just trying it on. They could have been. Right, minute to go. We've nearly got, well, we've got 47 teams. Yeah, get plenty that you're right in. I thought it was quite a decent meal considering. And in some very pleasant surroundings, yeah. But as I say, I haven't been there for a long time. It used to be one of our regular pubs. In fact, it was so regular, I nearly bought a house in the village, but we didn't in the end. Probably just as well. I've never been able to afford a mortgage. Anyway, that's by the by. Right, it is now 2015. Do remember, your first round tonight is all about the initial letters of Wednesday and the numbers 26, followed by the T and the H. So it's now 2015. Let's crack on. There are 48 teams logging on at the moment. There's always a couple that join us the very last thing, but never mind. Mark your own scores at the end of each round and put your total score down as we go. So here we go then. Question 1 must start with the letter W. W for Wednesday. A school named after which saint had a Christmas #1 hit single with a song called There's No One Quite Like Grandma. I just need to know the saint's name. So a school named after which saint had a Christmas #1 hit single with a song called There's No One Quite Like Grandma. Starts with a W, which makes it a bit easier for you. Yeah, nice and easy one to start you off. Question number 2, equally as easy. Some members of my family will know this one, I'm sure. First mentioned in print in 1893, what dessert is commonly believed to have originated from an independent boarding school for boys and is traditionally served at their annual cricket match against Harrow School? That's a 2-word answer, starting with the letter E. So first mentioned in print in 1893, what dessert is commonly believed to have originated from an independent boarding school for boys and is traditionally served at their annual cricket match against Harrow School? I could have probably left off the school one. Just stick the next one. Had that the other night. Excellent, well done, Ian. And it tastes very nice. Right, question number 3 is a multiple choice question, bit trickier this one. The name of a parcel delivery company, what does the first letter D stand for in the company name DPD? I'll give you the choice. Is it delivery, dynamic, or Deutsche? So question 3 again. The name of a parcel delivery company, what does the first letter D stand for in the company name DPD? I'll give you the choice. Is it delivery, dynamic, or Deutsche? Jackie had it as well at the bell. Seems a very common dessert by the looks of things, Jackie. Brownie and Haagen-Dazs, mango and raspberry ice cream tonight. Excellent. What did I have? I had an Aldi's apple, what was it? Rice pudding tonight. Very nice. Straight out my fridge. Question number 4. Listen carefully. Starting with the letter N, which makes this dead easy. Founded in 1889 and originally producing handmade playing cards. What is the name of a Japanese multinational consumer electronics and video game company headquartered in Kyoto? So starting with the letter N, founded in 1889 and originally producing handmade playing cards. What is the name of a Japanese multinational consumer electronics and video game company headquartered in Kyoto? Question number 5. This is one for my wife. She'll love this one. Not. Starting with the letter E. In the Star Wars universe, what name is given to the fictional hunter-gatherers resembling teddy bears that inhabit the forest moon of Endor? So what are they called? So in the Star Wars universe, what name is given to the fictional hunter-gatherers resembling teddy bears that inhabit the forest moon of Endor? Chris will know that one, surely. For any of those of you that have joined us on new tonight, I'll explain each of the rounds as we go. But after each round, You just post your scores, pick a team name, and in the chat column, stick your score down. It's a bit of a competition. See, obviously, you see who gets the highest scores. Question number 6 tonight. This starts with the letter S, as in wins. Currently owned and distributed by Hornby, what is a brand of slot cars and slot car racing sets which first appeared in the United Kingdom in the late 1950s? Damn. So currently owned and distributed by Hornby, what is a brand of slot cars and slot car racing sets which first appeared in the United Kingdom in the late 1950s? About when I was born. Right, question number 7, starting with the letter D, which makes it fairly straightforward. Which brand of household bleach manufactured by Unilever apparently kills all known germs dead? I think it was touted by Donald Trump to drink liberally. Yeah, it was something else that was, but never mind. Rodlow saying pub. I've got 2 pubs in Rugby, Rob. And yeah, tonight, unfortunately, we can't really do the quiz in the pubs at the moment. So we're waiting till we crack. Question 7 again. Which brand of household bleach manufactured by Unilever apparently kills all known germs dead? And that starts with the letter D. What's Ian saying? Where was you born? I was born in St Mary's Hospital, just outside Rugby, in Harbour Magna. That's his, now a nursing home, I think, but never mind. Question number 8, starting with the letter A. The letter A, born in 384 BC and taught by Plato, who was the founder of the Lyceum, the peripatetic school of philosophy? So was I. Snap. It was a good old place to get born, that was. So born in 384 BC and taught by Plato, who was the founder of the Lyceum, the peripatetic school of philosophy. All my 3 were born at St Crossing Rugby when they opened the new maternity unit. That didn't last many years. Where do they go now? They go to Coventry now. Nice one, Robin. That's probably right. It's an old folks' home now. Hope life isn't a circle. We all end up going back there. Oh dear. I was born here. I'm going to die. Oh dear. Question number 9. This has to start with the letter Y, created by King Henry VII in 1485 at the Battle of Bosworth Field. What name is given to the oldest military corps still in existence and are a bodyguard of the British monarch, as we know them today? So created by Henry VII in 1485 at the Battle of Bosworth Field, what name is given to the oldest British military corps still in existence and are now a bodyguard to the British monarch? That's going to start with the letter Y, and it's a 4-word answer. Well, it could be a 5-word answer. Not if it starts with the letter Y. Right then, first of your numbers, question number 10 starts with the number 2. It's a 2-digit answer. How many title deed cards do you find in the standard UK edition of the game Monopoly? So how many title deed cards do you find in the standard UK edition of the game Monopoly? Of course, a title deed card is the entitles you to all the property, basically. How many property cards really? The wife's making out I'm not making it plain English, but I suppose you've got to understand the game to understand what the card is. Question number 11, another board game question. This starts with the number 6, which is pretty straightforward. Keeping track of the current stakes of the game, what is the highest number you would find on a backgammon doubling dice? So keeping track of the current stakes of the game, what is the highest number you would find on a backgammon doubling dice? It's pretty straightforward, that. Think of doubling. Right, question number 11 has got to start with the letter T. We may have had this before, but it's been altered perhaps. What is the lowest layer of the Earth's atmosphere where nearly all weather conditions take part? So question 12 again, what is the lowest layer of Earth's atmosphere where nearly, all weather conditions take place? And question number 13 starts with the letter H, which should make it a bit easy for you. The calves of which animal weigh approximately 45 kilograms at birth and can suckle on land or underwater by closing their ears and nostrils? Very interesting fact, that one. So the calves of which animal weigh approximately 45 kilos at birth and can suckle on land or underwater by closing their ears and nostrils? Right, that's the end of our first round, round number 1. I'll just give you 30 seconds and then we'll do some marking with that round. Now, do mark your own. Any new teams, just mark your own answers. And when we're done and you decide you've scored 13 out of 13, put it up in the chat with a team name or your own name. It doesn't really matter. Whatever your logged in as. Into the chat column you go. Right, I think that'll do. So let's crack on with some marking. Question 1 was at a school named after which saint? It was Saint Winifred. Saint Winifred. It was Saint Winifred's school choir, of course. I had that hit single. Number 2, that Sweet I Wanted was called Eton Mess. Eton Mess. Number 3, the word DPD, or the delivery company, it's actually called Dynamic Parcel Distribution. So the word I wanted was dynamic. Well done if you got that, because that was tricky. Question number 4, that game was Nintendo. Question number 5, in the Star Wars universe, it was Ewoks that resemble little teddy bears. Number 6, of course, was Scalextric, sorry. Number 7 is Domestos, that Bleach I was after. Number 8, of course, was Aristotle, that was taught by Plato. Number 9 were the Yeomen of the Guard, the oldest British military corps in existence. Number 10, in the game of Monopoly, there are 28 title deed cards. Number 11, if you carry on doubling from the number 2 6 times, you eventually end up with 64. 64 is the highest number on the backgammon doubling dice. Number 12 was the troposphere. And finally, number 13, the calves of the hippopotamus, or hippopotami, was what I was after. So let's have some scores in, see how I've all fared after that rather tricky first round. I'll be surprised if everybody's got those right. But never mind, let's see how we've done. Especially the dynamic, that could have surely was only a guess if you got that right, because it took me ages to find out what it meant. Oh, the quizzy rascal straight in with a 13. Well done then. Right, we've got Martin Davis with a 12, Michelle Gibbons with a 12, we've got Mick Roberts with 11, Steve Farden's got a 12, Ian Miller with a 10, Graham Gifford with an 11, we've got Roger Griffiths with an 11, Matthew Blood and PRS on 11 points, split the difference on 12 points. Ian, Harry, Julian, Ian are on 13 points. Well played, you, gang. Nicky Bowers is on 11 points. We've got the Home Alone at 12, Home Alone 6, even Home Alone 12. Sorry, Home Alone 6 on 12 points. We've got the Booby Prize girls with 11 points. So everybody's there or thereabouts at the moment. There's some good scores in there. Surely it was a guess, that dynamic, but never mind. A good guess is as good as anything. That's what I say. Vanessa Hughes, very well done with a 10, and Alex Brown's coming in with a 12 in the first round. So it's all pretty close as we go into round number 2, which is a straightforward science and nature round. A straightforward science and nature round. Nothing too tricky there, I don't think, but let's see how we go. Right, are we raring to go? Question number 1. Originally bred to rescue people lost in the Alps, what breed of dog was named after a hospice in the Western Alps and was in turn named after an Italian monk? So, question number 1 again. Originally bred to rescue people lost in the Alps, what breed of dog was named after a hospice in the Western Alps that was in turn named after an Italian monk? Does anybody know what the average beer can size is in the United Kingdom? I was on the chase this week and I disputed it because none of my cans are that size. So I'd be interested to know what everybody else thought. Mind you, it was a year or two old, the episode, I suppose, so maybe things have changed. I would have disputed it anyway. Question number 2. Which of the following is not present in the metallic alloy brass? I'll give you the choice. Is it copper, tin, or zinc? So which of the following is not present in the metallic alloy brass? I'll give you the choice. Is it copper, tin, or zinc? Yeah, Robin said 330mm and 500mm. And Gifford said 330mm. Well, the choices were 330mm, 400mm, or 500mm. I'll tell you what they said in a minute. Question number 3. This is the tricky one of the round. Well, it's not that tricky. Stretching over 5,500 kilometres from eastern Queensland to the South Australian coastline, the longest fence in the world was built to keep out what type of animals? That's a hell of a fence. That's nearly as bad as the Trump fence, surely. Stretching over 5,500 kilometres from eastern Queensland to the South Australian coastline, the longest fence in the world was built to keep out what type of animals? Humans, hedgehogs, yeah, could have been to keep hedgehogs out. Could have been some kind of rodent. Perhaps the South Queensland white widow spider. Could have been. Question number 4, very straightforward this one. What name is given to the organ in the human body that collects and stores urine from the kidneys before it's released by the body? So what name is given to the organ in the human body that collects and stores urine from the kidneys before it is released by the body? Nothing springs to mind. Question number 5. This is one for young Ian Wilson, the mathematics teacher. What is 1 million squared? So what is 1 million squared? I'll give you the choice that I'm after. Is it 1 billion, 1 trillion, or 1 quadrillion? So question 5 again. What is 1 million squared? I'll give you the choice. Is it 1 billion, 1 trillion, or 1 quadrillion? Has Ian got that one straight away? No. He knows his powers. He knows his nanos and his femtos. We're talking UK numbers, Martin. UK numbers. At least I think we are. Question number 6, listen carefully because the clue's in there. Commonly known by its initials, the Bacillus Calmette-Guerin vaccine is mainly used to vaccinate against what infectious disease? So question 6 again, commonly known by its initials, the Bacillus Calmette-Guerin vaccine is mainly used to vaccinate against which infectious disease? That's a lot easier than it sounds as well, that one. I'm sure 99% of us would have had that at one time or another. I reckon they should have all given us a day off school as well after one of those vaccinations. Blimey, for heaven's sakes, there I was in the classroom. They come along, come and be vaccinated. They say, go and get yourself vaccinated. You have to roll your sleeve up, give blood. Then you're feeling all faint all afternoon. They expect you to carry on working, for heaven's sake. Never mind. Question number 7. What is the largest species of shark? Again, I'll give you the choice. Is it the whale shark, the tiger shark, or the elephant shark? So question 7 a.m. What is the largest species of shark? Again, I'll give you the choices: whale shark, the tiger shark, or the elephant shark. I told you this is pretty straightforward around this one, isn't it? Question number 8. Which planet in the solar system is also the name of an element in the periodic table? An actual name. It's a bit dubious, that one, but never mind. So which planet in the solar system is also the name of an element in the periodic table? Oh, we had this one the other day, but worded completely differently. So let's see whether you can remember. Also the name given to a female nature sprite in Greek mythology. What name is given to a young cockroach? So also the name given to a female nature sprite in Greek mythology. What name is given to a young cockroach? I think it's probably the same thing, to be fair. You could put sprite, you could put spirit. Yeah, put sprite. And finally, question number 10. What is the more common name for the ailment arising from rapid cervical acceleration stroke deceleration? Needs to be the word that in there. So what is the more common name for the ailment arising from rapid cervical acceleration stroke deceleration? Have you changed that to Sprite? All right, don't worry. Just put spirit in, it's the same thing. It's a lot easier when you can see the question written down, right? There are your 10 questions in the science round. Nothing too tricky and nothing to really catch you out there. So I'll just give you a minute and then we'll do some marking. Okay then, let's get some marking done on the science and nature round. Originally bred to rescue people lost in the Alps, what breed of dog was named after a hospice in the Western Alps? That was in turn named after an Italian monk. That was the St. Bernard, of course, the St. Bernard. Number 2, I gave you the choice which isn't present in the metallic alloy brass. It's tin. Tin is not an alloy or part of the alloy, whereas copper and zinc is always in brass. Number 3, that 5,500 kilometre fence was designed to keep out dingoes, of all things. Dingoes. Well done if you got that, because that was a tricky one. Question number 4 was the bladder, of course. Question number 5, I gave you the choice, a billion, a trillion, or a quadrillion. It's a trillion I wanted. 10 to the 6 by 10 to the 6 is 10 to the 12, apparently. So 1 trillion. Question number 6, I was after the BCG vaccination, of course, is to ward off tuberculosis. Number 7 is the whale shark, the largest shark in the world. The only planet in the solar system named after an element directly is Mercury. You could also, I suppose, speculate Neptunium, uranium, and plutonium, I suppose, but they're eons. They're not named after planets. Number 9 was a nymph that I was after, young cockroach. And finally, number 10, that ailment arising from rapid cervical acceleration and deceleration is better known as whiplash. Whiplash. Well done if you got that. Right then, let's see how you've all fared with that lot. And let's have some marks in, see how the scoring is going at present. 49 teams logged on, which is pretty steady for a Wednesday night. And I know you're all doing really well, so let's have some marking done, saying I've done. I'm not convinced PRS on a fantastic 20. That's some good scoring. The Quiz Rascals are on 23. Don't quite know how they haven't dropped a point yet, but never mind. They're doing very well indeed. Well done, the Quiz Rascals. Martin Davies is on 20. We've got Michelle Gibbons on 19. Ian Miller's on 18. Mick Roberts on 18. We've got Roger Griffiths on 19. Harry, Julian and Ian are on 22. Well played them. Vanessa's on 16. Nick's on 18. Steve's on 18. Split the difference from 20. We got Alex is on 20. Well played, Alex. Jen's just joined the fray and put a score in at 20. Well done, Jen. Graham Gifford is now on 21 points from Cambridge. So well done then. Home Alone are on 19. We've got the Booper Prize girls on 16 points. So there's some pretty good scores in there at the moment. We just have at the moment, Quizzy Rascals have yet to drop a point. So they're doing very well. That was some very good guessing, which of course is all part of the game anyway. That's what it's all about. Right then, round number 3 is a very straightforward geography round. Very straightforward geography round. So are we all ready? Eyes down looking. Let's see how we can fare on this round. Question number 1, what is the name of the street that the New York Stock Exchange is located on? So question 1 again, what is the name of the street that the New York Stock Exchange is located on? Very famous street. You'll have all heard of that. Question number 2 is a little trickier. In which Middle Eastern country is the airline Etihad Airways based? Well done, Leslie. Very late entry, having done 2 rounds in 4 minutes. Well done, and well caught up as well. Right, you're on for this round then. Let's see how you can fare. So question 2 again in this geography round. In which Middle Eastern country is the airline Etihad Airways based? Question number 3 is pretty straightforward as well. If you've got any inkling of French, I have to say I would have struggled, but most people wouldn't. Which famous landmark in Paris has a name that translates as Our Lady? So which famous landmark in Paris has a name that translates as Our Lady? Oh, going back to the beer can size, yes. As I said, the options were 300 ml, 400 ml, or 330 ml, 400 ml, or 500 ml. Transpired the answer that they'd got was 400 ml, which I find very hard to believe. Having said that, all the cases of Carlsberg and Stella Artois seem to be 400 ml. So perhaps, they are. Perhaps it's just all the craft beers and things that were in smaller tins. I don't know. Right, question number 4. What is the country of India named after? I'll give you the choice. Is it a river, a mountain, or a person? So question 4 again. What is the country of India named after? I'll give you the choice. Is it a river, a mountain, or a person? You do that, Robbie. Tell them. I mean, it can't be an average. Well, he didn't say average can size. What's the standard can size? I don't know what he said. Yeah, Vanessa says 440. Whatever. Question number 5. Fuerteventura and Lanzarote are islands that are part of which island group? So Fuerteventura and Lanzarote are islands that are part of which island group? Now then, what about the average bottle size? That's an interesting one. Got one here that says 500 ml on this one. When I go to India, though, they serve all the kingfishers served in 660 ml, which is a good sized bottle, more than a pint. And we went out the other night with some big bottles, weren't there? Weren't we that? Gurkha beer. We went to some Indian restaurants up in Claycross, up in Derbyshire, and we had some Gurkha beer. Made in the UK, of course, somewhere. Question number 6. Lying on the eastern shore of the Adriatic Sea, Split is the second largest city in which European country? Sure, one or two of you have been there. So, lying on the eastern shore of the Adriatic Sea, Split is the second largest city in which European country? Question number 7. What name is given to the peninsula in northwest England that is around 15 miles long and 7 miles wide, has the River Dee to its west, the River Mersey to its east, and the Irish Sea to its north? So what name is given to the peninsula in northwest England that is around 15 miles long and 7 miles wide? It has the River Dee to its west, the River Mersey to its east, and the Irish Sea to its north. Question number 8. Which of the following is the national bird of the USA? I'm sure some of you will know that straight away, but I'll give you the choice anyway. Is it the golden eagle, the bald eagle, or the crowned eagle? So, which of the following is the national bird of the USA? I'll give you the choices: the golden eagle, the bald eagle, or the crowned eagle. Question number 9 is a bit trickier. It's one I'd forgotten, but it was in the news a few years back. Question number 9. To recognise its efforts to honour the UK's war dead, 2011 saw which town in Wiltshire become the first town in over 100 years to be granted royal patronage and become the third town in the United Kingdom with the name beginning with Royal? Tricky one. It's one that you might have forgotten that. So question 9 again. To recognise its efforts to honour the UK's war dead, 2011 saw which town in Wiltshire become the first town in over 100 years to be granted royal patronage and become the third town in the United Kingdom with a name beginning with Royal? Question number 10, bit of a daft fact to start you off this one. Mentioned 77 times in the Bible. What type of tree features on the national flag of Lebanon? So question 10 again, mentioned 77 times apparently in the Bible. What type of tree features on the national flag of Lebanon? I'm sure we all know that one. You're right, Liz, falling asleep. My daughter was clearly worn out. You up half last night. God, I'm going to be up at some ridiculous hour in the morning. Right then, as I said, pretty straightforward. Nothing too tricky, I don't think, on the geography round. 10 straightforward questions there. Let's see how we've all fared. You've got 10 answers in hand. I will give you another 30 seconds and then we'll do some marking. Just let you make sure you've got an answer down for each one of those. Right then, everybody, let's get some marking. See how you fared after that round. Question 1, the name of the street that the New York Stock Exchange is located on is called Wall Street, of course. We've all heard of Wall Street. Number 2, that was a bit tricky. Etihad Airways is based in the United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates. I did ask for the country. Question number 3, which famous landmark in Paris has a name that translates as Our Lady? That's in Notre Dame. Number 4, what is the country of India named after? It was named after the river Indus. So it's a river, of course, the river Indus. Number 5, 2 islands are part of the Canary Island group. Number 6, lying on the eastern shore of the Adriatic, Split is the second largest city in Croatia. Number 7, that peninsula I was after in northwest England is better known as the Wirral. I'm sure we've all heard of the Wirral. Number 8, of course, the national bird of the USA is the American bald eagle, the bald eagle. Number 9, that town that was upgraded to Royal is now called Royal Wootton Bassett. Royal Wootton Bassett. Well done if you remembered that, because I'd completely forgotten that one. And finally, number 10, of course, they were the cedars, or the cedars of Lebanon. Cedar tree is the type of tree that features on the national flag of Lebanon. So well done if you got that. Right then, let's see how you have fared after that round. They weren't too testing, were they, surely? And I now know that Leslie's caught us up. So well played, Leslie. I'm sure you would have got 10 out of 10 on that round, or a good 9 anyway. So I'm expecting great things. Right, Vanessa's on 20 points. Well done, Vanessa. Roger Griffiths on 27. Mick Roberts, Mick and Ben doing very well on 28 points. Well, the scores we got Graham Gibbons on 29 points. We got Ian Miller on 29 points. Steve Farman's on 27. Home Alone 6 are on 26 points. The Quizzy Rascals are on 32 points. Michelle Gibbons on 28 points. We got Martin Davis on 28 points. PRS on 30 points. We've got Harry, Judy, and Ian also on 30 points. Split the Difference are on 29 points. Nick Bowers on 25 points. Leslie Barrett's on 28 points. And the Booby Prize girls are on 23 points. Yeah, Leslie, you scored 8 on that round. Yeah, I was expecting a 9 there. What did you dip out on? You'll have to let me know which ones you got wrong, but never mind. Alex Brown, very good on 27 points. Well played, Alex. Right then, the round number 4 is a connections round. In this round, we have Jen's on 27. E7, 07, so 27. Oh dear, gets worse. Never mind. I thought you were going to score at least 8 on that round, but never mind. Right, here we go then. Now, tonight, instead of 9 connections, where I asked for a connection with the 10th, tonight we've got 2 sets of 4 questions on general knowledge, where question 5 asks for a connection and question number 10 asks for a connection. So let's just get going. You'll get the idea when we get there. So question number 1, Whoopi Goldberg won an Oscar for her role as Oda Mae Brown in which 1990 American romantic fantasy thriller film? Airline town, airline country, and Split. So Whoopi Goldberg won an Oscar for her role as Oda Mae Brown in which 1990 American romantic fantasy thriller film? I think there's enough clues in there to give it away, surely. So one-word answer I'm after, which makes it even easier, surely. Question number 2. What type of gibbon gave The Goodies a UK top 10 hit single in 1975? So what type of gibbon gave The Goodies a UK top 10 hit single in 1975? The wife's singing it over there. Do you want me to sing it, Robin? Do, 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 do. That's how it went. Something like that. Do, 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 do. It was a good song by any standards. Should have gone to number 1, but it never did. Question number 3. Listen carefully to question number 3. What name is given to the layer of soft feathers that grow on young birds or under the tougher exterior feathers of older birds? are commonly used as insulating materials in duvets, sleeping bags, and jackets? It's just a one-word answer I'm after. So what name is given to the layer of soft feathers that grow on young birds or under the tougher exterior feathers of older birds that are commonly used as insulating materials in duvets, sleeping bags, and jackets? And finally, question number 4, founded in July 1693, after the earthquake that devastated Port Royal, what is the capital city of Jamaica? So founded in the July of 1693, after the earthquake that devastated Port Royal, what is the capital city of Jamaica? And question number 5 asks for, it says, what one word is the connection between the previous 4 answers? So what one word connects the previous 4 answers? I might want to reword that slightly. What is the one word connection between previous? Right, I'll give you a minute to work that out, and we'll go on to the second set of connections. Which you don't really put and get the block open, do you? So could you, but right, I thought. Right, I think it's probably long enough to get that. Right then, question number 6. Let's crack on. Question number 6, 7, 8, and 9, and then there's a connection between these. So, question number 6. What is the first name? I hate questions like this. What is the first name of the younger of the 2 Mitchell brothers in EastEnders? It's just a one-word name I'm after, obviously. What is the first name of the younger of the 2 Mitchell brothers in EastEnders? I can't think anybody in our team would get that one. Ian Wilson would get it. Question number 7. Big Ben is the nickname for what part of the striking clock at the north end of the Palace of Westminster in London? So question number 7. Big Ben is the nickname for what part of the striking clock at the north end of the Palace of Westminster? Question number 8. Which male black game bird's tail feathers are a traditional ornament for hats in areas such as Scotland and the Alps? So which male black game bird's tail feathers are a traditional ornament for hats in areas such as Scotland and the Alps? Question number 9. I know Robin will get this straight away. So what was the occupation of Miss Jean Brodie in the 1969 film, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie? So what was the occupation of Miss Jean Brodie in the 1969 film, The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie? Just a one-word answer I'm after. And of course, question number 10 is, what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? So what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? I'll cut that up slightly, actually, but never mind. Nobody will notice, I hope. Got notes for all those then? Right, how much more time do we need with that? I think, does anybody need a bit longer? Just let me know. You need a little bit longer to work the connection out with those. But 2 straightforward connections, those, I think. Just let me know in the chat column if you need a little bit more time. If not, I'll give you 30 seconds from now and we will do some marking. What's that? Oh, fantastic. In which case, let's get some marking done. I think it was all too easy for you, that 2 rounds, wasn't it? Here we go then. Question number 1. Whoopi Goldberg won an Oscar for her role as Oda Mae Brown with the American romantic fantasy thriller film called Ghost, of course. Ghost was what I was after. Number 2. What type of gibbon gave the Goodies a top 10 hit single? That was the funky gibbon. Number 3, of course, that insulating material, which is feathers, is better known as down. And number 4, of course, the capital of Jamaica is now Kingston. And of course, the connection was by adding the word town, gives you the titles of the songs Ghost Town, Funky Town, Downtown, and Kingston Town by UB40. So yes, you just needed one word connection, was town, of course. Okay, the song titles. Now then, question number 6. What was the first name of the younger of the 2 Mitchell brothers in EastEnders? He was known as Grant. Number 7, Big Ben is the nickname for what part of the clock? It's the Great Bell, the Great Bell. Number 8, of course, the black male grouse I was after, the tail feathers of the grouse, apparently. I put in people's hats as an ornament or a trophy. Number 9, Miss Jean Brodie, of course, was a teacher. And if you've got teachers, grouse, bells, and grants, of course, you have whiskies. So number 10, the connection was they're all brands of whiskey or something to do with whiskey will do fine. Right then, let's see how you've all fared after that round. I didn't think that was too tricky, so should have some pretty good scores in. We've got Harry, Julie, and Ian straight in with 40 points. Well played, you. Doing very well tonight. We've got Quiz Your Ascals, 42 points. Vanessa's scored 10 on that round, so presumably that's a bit more than that, Vanessa. Michelle's now on 38, Roger's on 35, Arnie Davis is on 37, Steve Farnham's on 37, we've got Grant Gifford on 39, Emila's on 3,939, Mick Roberts is on 37, Jen Doing very well on 35. We've got the Home Alone 6 on 36. Split the difference on 39 points. Vanessa's on 26 points. And we're going to the PRS are on 40 points. That's a good score. Leslie Barrett's now moved on to 37. Well played, Leslie. That's good scoring. So at the moment, we've got PRS on 40. Split the difference are on... Nick Bowers on 33. Got split the difference on 39. We've got PRS on 40. We've got numerous people on 38. Grant Gifford's on 39. We've got Harry, Julian, Ian on 40. And we've got at the moment the Quizzy Rascals are still in front on 42 points. So some very good scoring going on tonight. Right then, round number 5 is chain letters, where we take the last letter of answer number 1, or the last 2, or the last 3 letters. And they are the first 2, or the first 3 of the next answer. You get the idea as we go through. So question number 1, good for all you quizzes. In 1910, after his wife's dead body was discovered by police in London, which doctor became the first suspect to be captured with the aid of the wireless telegraph when he was caught fleeing to North America? Just need his surname. I just need his surname. So in 1910, after his wife's dead body was discovered by police in London, which doctor became the first suspect to be captured with the aid of the wireless telegraph when he was caught fleeing to North America? Just his surname. Right, take the last letter of that one, the last 2 letters, or the last 3 letters, and they're the first 2, or the first 3 of the next one. So question number 2, dead easy this one. Well, it might be if you're my age. On the TV show Wacky Races, who drove a car called the Compact Pussycat? That's a 2-word answer. So on the TV show Wacky Races, who drove a car called the Compact Pussycat? That's a 2-word answer. Right, again, take the last letter, or the last 2, or the last 3 of that answer, and it's the first 2, or the first 3 of this answer. Question number 3, founded in 736 BC, and with a population now in excess of 1 million people, what is the capital city of Sicily? So founded in 736 BC, and with a population now in excess of 1 million people, what is the capital city of Sicily? Question number 4. On which day of the week is Thanksgiving Day celebrated in Canada? That's an interesting one, isn't it? Shame we haven't got our Canadian friends playing tonight. They'll be playing on Sunday, but never mind. So, on which day of the week is Thanksgiving Day celebrated in Canada? Well, you've got a choice of 1 in 7, so do remember to take the last letter, or the last 2, or the last 3 of your previous answer, and it will help you with that one. Question number 5. It's a bit of a daft song, this one was, but never mind. Listen to these lyrics. Take out the papers and the trash, or you don't get no spending cash, is the opening line of which song? And it's a 2-word answer. So take out the papers and the trash, or you don't get no spending cash, is the opening line of which song? Now do remember to keep using the last letter, last 2, or last 3 of the previous answer. And if you haven't got the name of this song, of course, the next answer may help you. Question number 6, I'm after a 2-word answer. Winning the 800 metres and the 1500 metres in 2004, who became the first British athlete since 1972 to win 2 gold medals at the same Summer Olympics? So question number 6 again, winning the 800 metres and the 1500 metres in 2004, who became the first British athlete since 1972 to win 2 gold medals at the same Summer Olympics? That's a 2-word answer I'm after. Right, take the last letter of that name, or the last 2 or the last 3. It's all right, Ian, we can shoot you later if you get it wrong, but never mind. Of course, if you've got the surname, this will help with the model of this car. Question number 7, which model of car by Ford was the best-selling car in the United Kingdom in the 1980s? We had one last week with the 90s, but this is different. So, which model of car by Ford was the best-selling car in the United Kingdom in the 1980s? Just a 1-word answer I'm after. I don't need you to put the word Ford in front of it. There were lots of them about, I have to say. Couldn't go down a street without seeing one of them. Question number 8. It's good if you know your song lyrics, this one. Which American brand of deodorant saw a large increase in sales after it was mentioned in the title of a well-known 1991 Nirvana hit single? It's probably the only hit single I know by Nirvana, but never mind. So which American brand of deodorant saw a large increase in sales after it was mentioned in the title of a well-known 1991 Nirvana hit single? That is a 2-word answer I'm after, a 2-word answer. Question number 9. Bit deep for all you cinema goers, but let's see whether you can get this one. Do remember to take the last letter of that American deodorant, if you know it, or the last letter, or the last 2 letters, or whatever else, or the last 3 letters even, because they might help you with this one. Question number 9. The name of which actress featured in the title of a Stephen King work on which the film The Shawshank Redemption was based, referring to the poster of the actress on the wall of Andy Dufresne's cell? Everybody must remember the poster of her on the wall, but what was her name? So the name of which actress featured in the title of a Stephen King work on which the film The Shawshank Redemption was based refers to the poster of the actress on the wall of Andy Dufresne's cell. That again is a 2-word answer, a 2-word answer. Now, question number 10. Again, you take the last few letters, or last 1 or 2 or 3 of the previous answer, and it's the first 2 or first 3 of this one. And this takes you all the way back to number 1. So what one word describes each of the 12 vertebrae of the backbone to which the ribs are attached? So question number 10, what one word describes each of the 12 vertebrae of the backbone to which the ribs are attached? I'm sure if you've been to see a chiropractor at one time or another, he will have stretched them in all directions, these. And as I say, you either take the last letter of that one or take you all the way back to number 1, or last 2, or last 3. That was a tricky round, I have to say. That was a tricky round. Yes, it does connect to number 1, Carol. It connects back to number 1. How are you doing, Home Alone? You got them all then, or what? Damn, dagnabbit. Keep working on it. I will give you a minute before we go into the last one, the general trivia round. Right, just one more minute, and then we'll do some marking on this round. Okay. See whether you can get an answer down for everything, or some description. Not easy if it doesn't fit. Carry on, I know. Too much what? Yeah, it's not easy chain letters. You need to be looking at the chat, that's for sure. Okay then, everybody. I think that's probably long enough. So the chain letters round, we started off, the doctor I was after, who was caught effectively by wireless telegraph, was Dr. Crippen, of course. Crippen, Dr. Crippen. Hawley Harvey Crippen. Who the hell? Oh no, that was his name, Hawley. That in turn gave you the PEN if you took the last 3 letters of his name. They're the first 3 letters of the name Penelope Pitstop, of course, who drove the compact Pussycat. Take the last letter of Pitstop, which is the P, and it gives you the capital of the island of Sicily, which is Palermo. Palermo. Take the last 2 letters of Palermo, and they give you that day of the week, which Thanksgiving Day is celebrated in Canada, and that's on a Monday. I think it's something like the second Monday after the full moon. I don't know, it changes every year, but that gives you the Y for that song. Take out the papers and the trash, or you don't get no spending cash. It comes from Yakety Yak, of course. Yakety Yak. That wasn't the easiest thing in the world, was it? The Yak gave you the K for that award-winning Olympic athlete, Kelly Holmes, or Dame Kelly Holmes now. Kelly Holmes gave you the ES, or the end of Holmes, gave you the ES for that UK's best-selling car, the Escort. That in turn gave you the T for that American brand of deodorant called Teen Spirit. Well done if you got Teen Spirit. An environment hit single, of course, was As It Smells Like Teen Spirit. That in turn gave you the RIT for Rita Hayworth. Well done if you work Rita Hayworth out. And finally, of course, that gave you the TH for the thoracic vertebrae. So thoracic. And that in turn, the C, took you all the way back to number 1 with Mr. Crippen. So we should have had Crippen, Penelope, pit stop even, Penelope, Palermo. Oh, well, Lydia's going to write them all down for you, which she has done. Monday, Yakety Yak, Kelly Holmes, Escort, Teen Spirit, Rita Hayworth, and Thoracic. So well done if you got those right. Martin Davis straight in with the 45. Well done, Martin. Steve Farland now on 47 points, and as is Michelle Gibbons doing very well on 47 points. We've got Vanessa Hughes on 31 PRS. Fantastic score on 50 points. Well played then. Leslie Barrett's on 47. Home Alone 6 on 44. We've got Graham Gifford. That's a cracking score as well. 49 points. Well played, Graham and Jane. Roger Griffiths is on 39. Alex Brown also doing very well on 46, as is Ian Miller on 47. Mick Roberts doing well on 44. Nick Bowers on 41. We've got Ian Sherritt, Harry, Julian, and Ian are now on 48 points. Well played them. Split the difference on 49 points. That's a good score. The Booby Prize girls are on 40 points. So everybody's doing pretty well at the moment. We've got Split the Difference on 49. We've got Harry, Julian, and Ian on 48. Ian Miller's on 47. We've got Graham Gifford 49. PRS are on 50. And we've got Steve Michelle Gibbons 47. I haven't seen the Quizzy Rascals score yet. What they scored whilst they were there or thereabout. I never knew that Teen Spirit was a deodorant. It's half the new fact I've learned tonight. Well, there we have it. Apparently it's quite a, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to look that one up. But I didn't know that either. There we have it. Oh, we've got the Quizzy Rascals on 52. Well done them. Sorry, I have seen their score now. So Quizzy Rascals down 52. So closest team at the moment of PRS on 50. And we've got Split Difference on 49, closely followed by Harry, Julian, and Ian on 48. But there's quite a lot on 47s as well, and 46s. Now, the last round tonight, again, a little bit tricky, general knowledge, general trivia. Let's see what you make of these. So question number 1. Paul O'Reilly, so not for sure. Is it the Lynx of America? I don't know, we'll need to look it up. Here we go then, general trivia. Question number 1. Will a jolly man make a jolly visitor? Is a mnemonic that can be used to remember the first 8 what? Well, there we have it. New fact, Alex Brown. Well played, Alex. I always like people that can come up with a definitive answer to something. So question number 1 again. Will a jolly man make a jolly visitor? Is a mnemonic that can be used to help remember the first 8 what? We'll put help to remember. Help to remember. Used to help. Used to help remember. Question number 2. In Shakespeare's sonnet number 18, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? What do the rough winds shake? Question mark. So in Shakespeare's sonnet number 18, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? What do the rough winds shake? Question number 3, bit of a daft one this, but never mind, something you might remember. In English billiards, what is the highest number of points a player can get in a single shot? Maybe a game we've all played at one time in the past. So in English billiards, what is the highest number of points a player can get in a single shot? Question number 4. In which Olympic throwing event are athletes allowed to wear a glove? So question 4 again. In which Olympic throwing event are athletes allowed to wear a glove? Question number 5, Leeds. There's an at in there somewhere. No. A professional is somebody that does a profession, so. Well, if you write in which type of profession. What's that? Right, okay. Sorry, I've knocked this right up, Liz. Let me just go back. I need to undo that. By altering it, made it more complicated. Question number 5. What type of professional is most likely to be seen using a tool called a dike? Very generously, I'll give you the choice. Would it be an embosser, an electrician, or an embalmer? So question number 5 again. What type of professional is most likely to be seen using a tool called a dike? That's D-Y-K-E. Very generously, I'll give you the choice. Would it be an embosser, an electrician, or an embalmer? It was a tricky question, wasn't it? My dad was one of those. What, an electrician, an embalmer, or an embosser? What was your dad, Faye? Come on, one of those, surely. Question number 6, partly derived from the Greek word glossa. Glossophobia is the morbid fear of doing what in public? I know the mind might boggle, but so partly derived from the Greek word glossa. Glossophobia is the morbid fear of doing what in public? Must be an embalmer then. Question number 7 is a bit more straightforward. Which of the following isn't one of the animals that appears in the Chinese zodiac? I'll give you the choice. Is it the cat, the dog, or the rabbit? So which of the following isn't one of the animals that appears in the Chinese zodiac? I'll give you the choice. Is it the cat, the dog, or the rabbit? I know they're hard. You must know that one about the Chinese zodiac, surely, Leslie. All right, here's a bit more geography for you then. Nice, easy one. This question number 8. Which English county borders both East Sussex and West Sussex? So which English county borders both East Sussex and West Sussex? You're right, Martin. Well, according to the BBC News, there's not going to be much this year, is there? Wheat, that is. Means your beer prices will probably go up along with your bread prices. Question number 9. Which play by William Shakespeare is sometimes referred to as the Scottish play, due to the number of people in the world of theatre believing it to be cursed? Yeah. Didn't that happen before, Ian? So question 9 again. Which play by William Shakespeare is sometimes referred to as the Scottish play, due to the number of people in the world of theatre believing it to be cursed? And finally, question number 10, to put you all out your misery. In a 1908 children's novel written by Kenneth Grahame, who gets sent to prison for stealing a car, dangerous driving, and gross impertinence to the rural police? Apparently, he subsequently escapes from prison after being sentenced to 20-odd years. So in a 1908 children's novel written by Kenneth Grahame, who gets sent to prison for stealing a car, dangerous driving, and gross impertinence to the rural police? And there we have it. There's your 10. Some tricky ones in there, some straightforward ones in there. Right, do we need any time, or are we going to just go straight in and mark them? I'll give you a minute. Time to feed the hogs straight after this. Yes, poor little things. They're probably knocking on the double glazing as we speak here and waiting for their hedgehog food. Oh, can you buy specialist hedgehog food yet? I notice you can buy specialist cat food, specialist dog food now. Tasty little morsels, they say, in most of these things, don't they? Do you feed them dry food as well, or do they just have win a lot or something? Right, that's it. Long enough. Here we go then. Are we ready? Let's put you out of misery. Will a jolly man make a jolly visitor is a mnemonic that can be used to help remember the first 8 what? Maybe the first 8 US presidents' surnames. Washington, Adams, Jefferson, etc. Don't try and make me go through them all. Monroe. I forgot the other M. Never mind. Yes, anyway, right, enough of that. Number 2, in Shakespeare's sonnet number 18, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? What do the rough winds shake? They shake the darling buds of May, of course. The darling buds of May. Number 3, in English billiards, what is the highest number of points a player can get in a single shot? Believe it or not, it's 10 points. 10 points. If you hit the red ball first, then get a cannon, and all the balls go into the pocket. You get 3 off the red, 2 for the cannon, 3 for each, and then 2 for each of the ball. You get a total of 10. Don't argue. That took a bit of working out. Number 4, the Olympic throwing event, where athletes are allowed to wear a glove, is the hammer. Number 5, what type of professional is most likely to be seen using a tool called a dike? That is an electrician. An electrician. A dike is a type of side wire cutter. It's a type of wire cutter. Number 6, partly derived from the Greek word glossa, which means tongue. Glossophobia is the morbid fear of public speaking. Something to do with making speeches. Anything to do with that will do fine. Which of the following isn't one of the animals? That's the cat. Of course, there is no year of the cat. Number 8, which English county borders both East Sussex and West Sussex? That's Surrey, of course. Surrey. Number 9, which play by William Shakespeare is sometimes referred to as a Scottish play? That's Macbeth, of course. And finally, number 10, in the 1908 children's novel written by Kenneth Grahame, who gets sent to prison? That's Toad. Toad, of course, who escapes from prison to get back to Toad Hall and rescue it from the weasels that were taking it over, apparently. So let's see how you fared in that last round. There were some tricky ones in there, but I'm still expecting some good 8 or 9s in there. Let's have a look and see how we fare. Right, let's have some scores in, everybody. See how you fared. Will a jolly man make a jolly visitor? We've got to remember that one. Steve Farman, very good score, 55. Mick Roberts, a very good score, 52. We've got Michelle with a 56. Well played, you. Vanessa Hughes, well played, with a 35. PRS, that's a great score, 59 points. That may be the one to beat yet. Ian Miller on 53 points. Well played them. The Booby Prize girls are on 45 points. We've got Roger Griffiths on 44 points. Martin Davis, final score, 51. That was a good last round. Well played, Martin, 51 points. Leslie Barrett, 4 for that round. I'm not quite sure what that gives you, but never mind. Graham Gifford on a fantastic 55. Well played, Graham. Leslie Barrett ends up on 51. As does Carol Jackson, Home Alone 6 on 51 points. There's plenty on 51 points, Carol. There's nothing to be ashamed of that. It was a tough last round, that one. The Quizzy Rascals sneak in there with a 60 points. Well played, the Quizzy Rascals. That's a pretty good last round for you, and well played. You've been there or thereabouts all night long. Split the difference on 57 points. Well played, split the difference. I think that's another rousing score by you lot, and not going to be a lot of difference there. All right, who's off to feed the hedgehogs then? Anybody else going out to feed their hedgehogs tonight? We will see. Any other scores to come in on the doors? Scores on the doors. To be fair, anybody in the 50s tonight has done remarkably well. And there's one team, Quizzy Rascals, that managed 60 out of 63 points, which is a fantastic game. Oh, we've got Harry, Julie, and Ian also with a 57 points. Well played them. So Harry, Julie, and Ian on 57. Split the difference on 57. Graham Gifford on 55. I think that's a pretty respectable score. Steve Farnham on 55 points. Michelle on 56. Well played, Michelle. PRS ended up on 59 points, but tonight's winners on 60 points, we've got the Quizzy Rascals. Well played, the Quizzy Rascals, with 60 points, because that was pretty tough, one or two of those to sort out. Anyway, if you're interested, Sunday night we will be broadcasting live, 8 for 8:15 from my lounge again. I don't think I'm going to be going down the pub. I need to sort that out before I go down there and sort anything out. It's too late to get it organised anyway. But in a few weeks' time, I hope to be able to do a live broadcast on a Sunday from the pub, and we'll see how we go there. Anyway, if you'd like to come and join us on Sunday night, there are more teams take part on a Sunday night for some reason. But even so, we had 50 teams taking part tonight, which was very good. It's exactly the same as last week. So we have some good teams that like to do a bit of thing. And if I'd like to think all of you have learnt at least one fact tonight, maybe two, but we'll see. I know it's not easy with these silly quizzes. Even if you can remember that maximum score in billiards for one shot is 10 points. That's some going, isn't it, apparently? But never mind. It's a bit of a stupid quiz question that nobody's ever going to need. Don't know. Unless you're doing a quiz, of course. So good night, everybody. Let's hope to see you all on Sunday night. Same time, 8 for 8:15. Do come and join us if you can. We look forward to seeing you all then. And I'll sign off now. Do go out and feed your hedgehogs if you've got any in your garden. And give them a little bit of whatever they like, which I'm not sure, but never mind. Not sunny in Cambridge now. No, it's dark here as well, Graham. I think the nights are beginning to close in. A few weeks back, well, of course, we've been doing this this is quiz number 43. We've been doing this for 21 weeks now. So it's all a load of billiards. It is, isn't it? Thanks, Roy. Good night. Hope all is well with you. And are you still playing golf? Are you out doing anything at the moment? Or is that backy or still playing trouble or whatever else? Never mind. Yes, thanks, Nick. Hope all is well with you and keep well over the weekend or up until the weekend. Have a good few days. And we might see you all on Sunday. So good night, everybody, and thank you very much for taking part tonight. And we'll see you again. Cheers. Good night.